Hey TPT sellers, I have some breaking news. TPT has updated their system so that your own views will not count towards your page view statistics. Crazy, right? My name is Mike Fuchigami. I'm the host of the SEOTpreneur YouTube community. A TPT seller posted in our SEOTpreneur Facebook group a response that they got from TPT support. TPT support said, regarding viewing your own products, we've made an update so that your own views will not count towards your page view statistics. If you want to check out the comment, go to facebook.com/group/TPTSEO and you can check it out yourself. And if this is true, then we did it again, maybe. On June 14th, we were talking about how there might be a conversion rate crash when TPT switched over to Google Analytics 4. Check out episode 44, where I explain how Google Analytics 4 is different from Universal Analytics, which was the old way of counting page views. Basically, every time that we visit a page, Google Analytics 4 will fire off a page view event. So you can imagine as TPT sellers, as we are trying to fix our resources, we will artificially inflate our page views, which will drive down our conversion rate. And then we worry that our conversion rates are going down. So we look at our products even more, which of course increases the page views and the spiral downward continues. So I asked TPT sellers to spread the word, to contact TPT support and ask them if they could remove the Google Analytics code when we visit our own products. Thank you to all the TPT sellers who emailed TPT or posted the video in Facebook groups or the TPT forum just to raise awareness about this issue. And thank you to TPT support. The customer experience team, the CX team, had to deal with all these questions and concerns. I know that a manager forwarded the issue to the product development team, so it was on their radar. And then a few days ago, I heard news about this update, which is crazy and awesome if our visits to our products aren't counted in the statistics, because now we get an accurate sense of how our products are doing instead of wondering, are my page visits artificially inflating the numbers? So now it's TPT data science experiment time, because I love learning and I love tinkering around. And the question is, does TPT track our own visits when we visit our own products and we're logged in? There are two questions that we're going to explore. The first question is what happens when we visit our own products and we're signed in. The second question is what happens when we visit other products when we're not signed in. And luckily, I have two TPT seller accounts, so we can look at the data for both. But first, let's have a peek at the code. So in episode 44, I show you the free Google Tag Assistant code. That video was recorded a few weeks ago. And at the time, when I visited my own page, I could see in the code that it was sending off a page view event to Google Analytics 4. So let's see if that's still the case. I've signed into my store up here. I'm going to click on the Google Tag Assistant companion. I'm going to view the page in debug mode. Let's just separate the screen so it's easy to see both. Now, if I click on the Google Analytics code, I can see here there's a page view. What happens if I refresh the page? So first of all, I wonder if they found a way to suppress the page view signal. They're sending at least one page view because we can see here, page view, and here's my page location, and there's a debug code set in the URL. If I scroll down, I can see the page view event, and underneath it, it does say false, but that setting is for debug mode. So TPT isn't sending the signal for debug mode. I'm just simply viewing it in a debug mode. Okay, so here's page view number 1. I'm going to refresh the page and see what happens. It says user engagement. And then right here, I can see page view number 2. And then if I refresh the page again, I can see page view 1, page view 2, page view 3. Let's refresh it again. And now I can see, yep, page view 1, page view 2, page view 3, page view 4. So it looks like it's still sending page views to Google Analytics 4, but there could be a variable set in there that says, hey, I'm signed in. Don't count this later on when you're reporting the page view statistics. I don't know yet. Now remember, I'm not a professional data scientist and I'm not a professional coder. The developers at Team TPT, they are experts. They do this for a living. I'm sure they know ways to suppress the data or to filter out the data because that's their job. I'm simply a TPT seller who's also a teacher who also knows how to code. Am I the best in any of those categories? No. But the combination of teacher plus TPT seller plus digital marketer plus code monkey, that makes me unique in this space, I think. If you're curious to see how this experiment turns out, please hit the like button. It encourages me to make more videos like this for you. Okay, so I can see that my page views are still showing up here, Now I'm curious, well, what happens if I go to a product that's not my page? So I'm going to search up TPT Seller. There I am, Mike Fujigami, TPT Seller Tips. I'll go to my store. You can see right here on the left-hand side, it's showing up here. There's my page view. I'll go to the Ultimate Bundle. I've been testing a lot before I started recording, so I'll go to this product. Now, let's just delete the summary here. Let's refresh this page. I can see I showed up here, TPT Seller Tips and Tricks, and here's my single page view. If I reload this page, I can see that there's 2 page views. If I reload this page, I can see now there's 3 page views. So it looks like TPT is sending a page view signal to Google Analytics 4. Here's the page location. Here's the event name page view. So as we saw in the video back on June 14th, refreshing our product page sent multiple page view events to Google Analytics 4. Today's July 4th, and it looks like it is still sending multiple page view events every time we refresh the page. But remember, there could be a variable that TPT can look at later on to filter out our own visits when we go to our product statistics page. So now we need to do an experiment. In this experiment, I'm going to visit my own product 100 times when I'm signed into my EduCircles account. And then at the same time, I'm going to visit one of my TPT seller products 100 times, and I won't be signed into that account. Then tomorrow, I'm going to check my page views data because it refreshes twice a day. It's 8:39 p.m. on Thursday, July 4th. Happy 4th of July if you celebrate. So I'm hoping that tomorrow morning, after 12 hours, we'll see some changes in the data. Now, if TPT is not tracking our own page views when we are signed in, then tomorrow, I'm expecting a change of 0 page views when I look at my product stats on my teacher store. Likewise, when I look at my TPT seller store and I check the product stats for that product that I wasn't signed in, I'm expecting that if I visit it 100 times, I'm predicting that the page views will increase by 100 times. So before we begin, I need to find a product that's not very popular. Let's go to my seller dashboard. Let's change this to page views. Let's turn off the comparison period. Let's look at all time. I want a resource that has pretty much no page views. I'm going to deselect everything. Oh, here we go. The best daily journal writing unit that students will hate, back to school SEL. That's a horrible title. I need to fix that. But if I look at this, right? So 15 page views, 11 page views, not a lot of page views. Okay, 80 page views between when I first made it and the new data source update. All right, that's what I'm going to do for my EduCircles resource. And I will download my product statistics. This is at 2045. Okay, there's my CSV file. Now, I am going to have to find a resource on my TPT seller side, so let's do that right now. I've logged into my TPT Seller Tips store. Let's download my product statistics, and the start time is 8:45 at night. I'm trying to find a page view. Oh, I know a resource. I'm going to click on activity. Let's sort it by page views. So my least popular page view resource is this product management tool that has 51 page views, TPT Seller Tip 13. But I'm going to go with this one. How to change the quote on your TPT store. Oh no, we can't find this page. Why not? Product undefined. These are all product undefined. There's a glitch with the way it's loading. In the bottom left-hand corner, I can see product undefined. That's okay. I know what you mean, TPT. How can I select the title? There we go. Let's just put this on the side here. All right, so that has 66 page views. Let's just see what the dashboard picture looks like. Let's go to page views, all time, and this is TPT Seller Tip 4. So let's deselect all and choose TPT Seller Tip 4. Here we go. How to change the quote. So I think the most on a single day was 5, right? So this should be pretty easy. Oh, the new data source started on June 15th. That's cool to know. Okay, so if I visit it 100 times and refresh it 100 times, I'm curious to see if that gets counted as 100 page views. Let's log into EduCircles. So on the left-hand side, I have 2 Chrome browsers. I've signed into my TPT store, my EduCircles store on both of them. The top one has my EduCircles store. My bottom one has my TPT seller store. And up here, I have account. So the product I need to look for, here it is, the daily journal writing unit. So I'm going to click on that. There's the best daily journal writing unit that students will hate, back to school SEL, horrible title. No keywords at all. I gotta fix that later on. So that's one visit. And on my TPT seller store, how to change the quote on your TPT store, which is this resource, which is horrible too. There's no cover. I haven't updated it yet, but to be honest, this is actually old information now. I'm going to have to take it down so it doesn't confuse people and replace it with another seller tip. But it's good enough for our experiment right now. So I've just visited both pages one time. All right. Now, you know what? I'm just going to refresh the page. So I'm going to refresh the top page and you can see it's loading up there. And I'm going to refresh the bottom page and that worked. You can see it's loading there. But see, it goes to the exact same spot here. So maybe it's going to get hard to tell whether I've done that. So maybe I'm going to have to go to my store page. How will I do this? Because if I go to the store page for both of these places, then how will I remember to go back to, I'm going to have to search it up each time. And I feel like that's going to just be a lot of work, right? And here's my second resource. So now this is the third time that I've visited. Oh, interesting. Did you see that? It opens it up in a new tab. That's a new thing for TPT. This is the third time I visited each page. I could just bookmark it. I could close the page and bookmark it and reopen it. Should I do that? I am clearly overthinking this. I could just open it up in a new tab like that. Same thing with the bottom page. Let's load this up again. So now this is the fourth visit. Man, science, right? But I've got to be consistent. Oh, I know. I should have made these my featured resource because then I can just click on that. Should I do it like that? That'll be, okay, I'm going to set it up so that it's my featured resource on both of these. All right, give me a second. I'll take off the everything bundle. Interesting. It shows us the keyword up here now. I'm going to make this my featured product. Update that. I'm going to open up incognito mode in my TPT seller store. I'll change my featured listings and I'll temporarily get rid of my ultimate bundle. Then I'll find the resource I want to show and I'll make it one of my featured products. Hit update. All right, so let's close some extra tabs here. Let's break the cache. There we go. Okay, so now it's part of my featured resources. The same thing with my TPT seller store. Oh, what a horrible cover that is. All right. So now we can do the science experiment. I find sometimes the more you do something, the more efficient it becomes. So let's go to this resource. The page failed to load. Our development team has been informed of the issue. That's just a weird glitch right now. It's not because of the science experiment, but sometimes the first time it loads, it doesn't load properly. So then I just refresh the page. Will that count as 2 visits? Maybe. It sort of depends on where that page view command is sent. So it might actually be, but I'm going to pretend as if it's not. Here's how to change the quote. So I've done this 5 times. All right. Then I'll go back to my store page and the best daily journal. See how it opens it up in a new tab? That's a new thing for this version of TPT. All right. 6 times. Oh, you know what? I could just close. No, all right. So when I click on it, it opens it up in a new tab, which is great. Then I can close it. Oh, that's convenient. Then I'll just click on it again. Our page failed to load on the top one. I wonder if there's a pattern. I just refreshed that page. There we go. That's number 8. All right. So it's going faster than I thought it would. Maybe that's easier if we can see everything like that. This is number 9. All right. It's weird. The top one is the only one. The edgy circles one has a development problem. I'm curious to see what the page counts are going to be like tomorrow. I'm going to speed this up, obviously. My mouse is glitchy. There we go. So I've done it 20 times. Part of me is curious to see how fast I can do it. But I know if I go too fast, the server will think, hey, this is unusual that you're going so fast. And then it'll just block my IP address. And that's just annoying. So we'll just keep on going at this pace. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong one. Getting it to snap in the right spot when your mouse doesn't work properly is a pain. Clicked on the wrong bundle. I need to reload the page. There we go. Now, I actually have no idea what's going to happen in this experiment because part of me is thinking as I load the same page over and over again, I wonder if the browser is just showing me a cached version and it's not sending the page view signal. So this is a mystery for me too. I think I have a counter up here. Did I already put it? I think I did. Let's refresh that page. That's just the development team has been notified of a problem. I think it loads part of the page, but not all of the page. Did I change the number? This is why I can't talk as I do science. I don't remember if I changed the number. I think I did. All right, let's try again. I'm going to switch mice. Give me a second. Okay, new mouse. Way better. Because the other mouse doesn't click properly. That's just a pain. Have I switched the sides? I did. All right, give me a second. And moving these things around and getting them snap in just the right spot, super annoying. See what I mean? All right. Okay, so the top one is my edgy circles. That looks familiar. All right, 35, 36, 37. Oh no. If I don't talk, it'll get edited out. Yeah, that's annoying. Alrighty, because then you won't be able to see all the magic. Oh, tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. This is 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. So this isn't my main mouse, and I'm finding controlling it a little bit harder. It's an ergonomic mouse, but this reminds me of TPT ad buying day when we're all waiting for the stroke of midnight where we all click and try to get those coveted ad spots. And there's a lot of mouse precision. Like, you got to practice if you want to get those ad spots. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. A TPT seller called me an outlier. Not in a bad way, but just like I may not be a typical TPT seller. And as I'm going through, 60 different clicks here, I started to wonder, would other TPT sellers do this to see whether or not page tracking is a thing? Or is this something unique that this channel brings? 61, 62, 63, 64, getting into my rhythm, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Some of you I know watch these videos at 1.5 speed. So you must just be hearing a series of numbers: 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. My brain is going numb. 20 more. We can do this. Come on, Mike. 21. No, 81, 82, 83, 84, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. All right, leave a comment. What is the most monotonous thing that you do in your TPT store? I think for me, I like coming up with things, but once the product line is made and then I'm just cranking things out, I start to lose interest. Is anyone else like that? I actually think a number of us will be like that because I think that's pretty typical of the creative entrepreneurial mind, where we like creating things, but then we get bored and we start new projects. Anyway, 10 more, Mike, 10 more. All right, 91 and 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, I don't want to do this experiment again. Part of me is wondering, maybe opening it up instead of refreshing the page. Now, I feel like refreshing the page. Should I just do another bunch, just refreshing the page, just for good measure? All right, let's do that. So click, click. That's 101. But see, there's nothing exciting except that you see, did that even work? This one had an error. So at least you got to see the error page. All right, so click and it's spinning up there, and click and it's spinning here. But again, refreshing the page creates an error. I wonder where the glitch is. All right, so let's try this. This is 103, click and click. Interesting. Every time I refresh the page, we get that development error. Alrighty. So I'm going to refresh this page again so it actually loads. All right. So this is 103, 104, click, click. Refreshing 105, click, click. I wonder what the difference between these two pages are. That's 105. Maybe because of the previews. It has previews and the other one doesn't. All right. This is 106, click, click. 107, click, click. My brain is numb and I can't see if it's actually reloading. 108, click, so reloading. There we go, reloading. 108, maybe I need to click on the screen and then reload, reload. 109, reload, reload. 10, reload, reload. My brain is turning off, reload, reload. 1T, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118. 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 128, 129, 30. I gotta be honest with you, I'm surprised that I haven't been IP address blocked because I'm doing very robotic things, right? I'm reloading the page, refreshing the page, reloading the page, almost at a constant speed, which seems very bot-like. All right, 130, 70 more to go. 131, 132, 133, 134, 135, 136. Oh, there's a development error. There we go, 136, 137, 138, 139, 40. Oops, that didn't reload. Let's refresh the page. There we go, 140. I think last year around this time, I launched my ChatGPT resource, and I did the same similar sort of thing, experiment with a VPN, changing my VPN constantly. And at the time, it only counted as a single page view. So I have no idea how this experiment will go, but I've got 60 more clicks. 141, 142, 143, 144. Development error. All right. 145, 146, 147, 148, 149, 150. If you want to see what I'm looking for, if you look closely, when I hit, this is 151. So I click on that button and I can see it spinning up here in the top corner. And that's what I'm checking for to see if it spins. Because if it spins, it's starting that reload process. So that's 151, 152, 153, 154, 155. All right. 156, 157, 158, 159. 60. Coming up with catchy YouTube titles is tricky. So as I'm doing this and my brain goes numb, I think a better title would be, I visited my product page 200 times. Here's what I found out. Doesn't that make you curious? 161, 162, 63, 164, 165, 166, 167, 168. 169, 170. If you watch this whole thing without skipping it, can you leave a comment? 171, 172. I wonder if there's a way to figure out how many times it goes into that development error. 173, 174, 175, 176, 177, 178, 179, 180. I remember someone saying another TPT seller basically summed up their success as being willing to do things that other people weren't. And I think this is what differentiates me from other TPT seller coaches in the space, is that we're conducting original research here. And then you're participating by sharing your findings and your observations. So it's kind of cool. My brain is numb. Here we go. 181, 182, 183, 184, 185, 186. That's 10. There we go. 187, 188, 189, 90. We are in the home stretch. 10 more to go. Because nice, even, round numbers. 191, 192, 193. I don't know, development mode, development error, development team has been notified. All right, 194, 195, 196, 197, 198. Let's reload this page to get the page to load. 199 and 200. There we go. So I just visited my product page 200 times. And you can see up here, I've signed into my EduCircles account. This top resource here is an EduCircles resource. The second resource here is my second store. So I'm not signed into my second store. Let's recap what I just did. I visited a product signed into my EduCircles store 200 times. So I'm expecting to get 0 page views on that tomorrow, if TPT is truly not counting our own page visits. And then I visited a product in my TPT seller store and I was not signed in, and I visited that 200 times as well. And tomorrow I'm expecting to have 200 page views, if Google Analytics 4 is truly counting each separate page view load as a visit. Let's just look at the dashboard right now. This is the EduCircles store. Let's go with page views. Let's go with all time, and let's only look up this single resource. Here's the data for year to date, and we can see sometimes it gets a page view, sometimes it gets 2 page views. Ooh, it says I updated it here. It says I updated it, and that's because I made it my featured resource. It was able to detect that, so that's kind of cool. That'll be the benchmark. And then tomorrow there'll either be 1 page view or no page view or 100 page views. So we'll have to figure that out. Here are the page views for my TPT Seller Tip number 4, how to change the quote. And you can see recently it has 1 or 2 page views. And it also sees that I updated it today, which is awesome. I think I'll leave it like that for now. No, because then people might click on it. No one's really going to click on it today and tomorrow. If I unupdate it, will that still say updated? I think it will. I'm just going to make it not my featured resource because I want my bundle. Did they change it so that we can't see it by bestseller? Is that no longer a setting? No, the front is sorted by bestsellers. Okay. All right. So I turned it back to normal. I took off the experiment product because I don't want people clicking on that because it's in the featured resources. I put back my ultimate bundle, which if you don't have yet, you should definitely grab it because 106 TPT sellers have bought the ultimate bundle. And I only have 132 followers. So 80% of the people who follow my store have bought all the resources on my store with that bundle. And if I go to my dashboard, it still says updated here. So that's awesome to know. I'll be able to see from this updated stage whether or not I have 100 page views tomorrow. On my EduCircle store, I removed the experiment product from the featured resources, but have my everything bundle back there again. And if I look up the experiment resources and look at the views year to date, it's been viewed 19 times this year. And since it's been updated, zero page views. It's 10:50 p.m. Thursday, July 4th. See what happens. Pause the video. Leave a prediction down below. My prediction is that I secretly worry that maybe I've messed up and maybe our page views aren't actually counted multiple times. I don't actually know. I'm hoping that my EduCircles resource has 0 extra page views because then it means that TPT is truly not counting our own page views on our products. And I hope that my TPT Seller Store resource that I wasn't signed into, I hope that has 200 page views because then it proves the theory. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going to bed. All right, moment of truth. Super scared. It is Friday, July 5th, 2024. It is 1:34 in the afternoon. So 12 hours has passed since I did the data experiment yesterday. I'm going to start with my TPT Seller Store to see whether or not visiting 200 times counts it as page views. Here's my Teachers Pay Teachers account. I've logged into my TPT Seller Store. All right, I'm a little bit scared because if it doesn't show 100 or 200 page views, it means I'm wrong, which is a growing experience because, I said a couple of weeks ago that, I predict that page views will go up and here's why. I mean, it's okay to be wrong because then we learn. But if there are 200 page views counted, it could also mean that just refreshing the page wasn't enough. But let's figure this out. A little bit scared. Dashboard. All right. So nothing unusual here. It's not the earnings I want to see. It's the page views. Here we go. Views. Is there a spike? Yes, there is a spike. 260 page views. Okay. I mean, it's not good because it means that, every time you visit, it counts up. So let's just double check this. How to change the quote on your store. Let's deselect all. Let's look at this experiment, how to change the quote on your TPT store. And let's look at year to date. So here are the page views for this resource. It's been around since around February 18th. There's 1 page visit. And then it says here, new data source for this store was as of June 15th. And then there's some page visits. And then boom, when I updated the resource yesterday, I can see there's 185 page visits. So maybe there were some glitches in the way that I refreshed the page. It's not an exact 200, but we get the idea that it's counting every time that you refresh the page or that you visit the page, it's counting as a page view. The danger with tracking your own views is your conversion rate will drop, because conversion rate is number of sales divided by your page views. So if visiting your page views counts towards your statistics, then we have a problem because then your page views gets larger and your conversion rate gets smaller. Okay, I feel a little bit better. So visiting a product 200 times when I'm not signed in increased the page views by around 200. Moment of truth now is when I visited my product on my EduCircle store, did that count as 200 page views? So let's see that resource. Now, by the way, a couple hours ago, I updated the resource because I was a little bit embarrassed at how bad the title was. This is my EduCircles account. Let's go into my dashboard. It's showing me earnings here, which isn't what we want to see. So I'm going to switch it to views. And when I switch it to views, we don't want to see a spike. Because if we see a spike, it means that our own views are still counted. All right, so here we go. I'm a little bit scared and I don't think, there's no spike. There's no spike yesterday. This is viewing for my entire store. Let's specifically look at that resource, which is now called, let's deselect everything. Here's the resource. And if we look at it, oh, this is exciting. Okay, so those are earnings. Maybe it's not exciting. If we go to views, yes. Wow. Okay, so this is awesome. This is awesome. Super, super, super duper exciting, because even though I visited this resource the same amount of times as that other resource, 200 times, it did not get counted as my visits, which means that our conversion rate will not crash in July because TPT has updated their system so that our own visits do not count towards page statistics. So we verified it here on the channel. Number of page views since the update is 0. It's not counting my own page views. Let's just confirm if I download my product statistics. Let's download that. Let's save that to my computer. I'm going to very quickly upload that into my data locker, which is a free data tool helper Google Sheet file that help us analyze our product stats CSV files. Ooh, hello. So yesterday when I downloaded July 4th CSV file, it doesn't say deleted items. Let's just delete this row. But now there's a new entry that says deleted items, which is kind of cool. I'm going to go to freesellertool.com to get the free advanced version. I just have to sign up with my email. The latest version has the ABCD data tool. I'm going to copy my data locker location into the spreadsheet. I can see by this blue progress bar on the right-hand side, it's thinking. And then once it changes the hashtag REF, if I hover over it, I can give it permission to access my data locker. All right, I see some numbers have shown up here. Now, if you're a very large seller or if you have a lot of data, it might say that the result is not expanded automatically. Please insert more rows. So I just go control down to the bottom and there should be an option that says add more rows. And I think this needs 3,000 more rows. So I'll add that. And now I can see it's loaded the data. So I'm going to click on the 3 lines to go to the ABCD tool. Looks exciting. Now I have to find my new file. I'm going to look for this title. I have to find what product this is. So if I look at my product stats CSV file, the resource I'm looking for is called number 180. So in the ABCD tool, I'm going to set my resource to 180. I want to compare today's file with yesterday's file. Oh, and it's so exciting because the page views, look here. In my product stats CSV file for July 5th, I have 80 page views on this resource. And for July 4th, I have 79 page views for this resource. Not entirely sure why there's 1 page visit, but there's not 200 page visits. And that's what matters. In contrast, if I download the product stats CSV file from my TPT Seller Store, here's today's product stats CSV file. And on the left side, I'll put yesterday's product stats CSV file. And I believe we're looking for resource number 5, how to change your quote. And look here. Yesterday, there were 66 page views, and today in the product stats CSV, there's 251 page views. Here are the key takeaways from today's TPT experiment. The first one is that TPT will not count your own visits to your own product pages when you are logged into your account. So this means that your conversion rate will not crash when you visit your own products as long as you are signed into your TPT account. On the other hand, as predicted, because we're using Google Analytics 4, every single visit, every page load counts as a separate page view if you are not logged in. So this means if you sign out of your account or you go into incognito mode and you're visiting your product page and you're not signed in, every time you reload that page, it'll count as a page view, and that has the potential to crash your conversion rate. So the moral of the story is stay signed into your TPT account and don't visit your own product pages if you're not signed into your account. And I think this shows that TPT is responsive. You let TPT know that you were concerned about your page views getting artificially increased and crashing your conversion rate. Thank you to everyone who spread the news, and thank you Team TPT for being responsive. So as of the start of July, our page views and all of the metrics based on page views, so our conversion rate, our preview rate, our wish list rate, all of these statistics are based on our buyers as opposed to us visiting our own page. And that's a game changer. If you want the latest TPT SEO tips based on research and as opposed to just repeating what people are saying in the TPT forums, then please hit subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next video. For those of you who've been here for a while, and about half of this channel are repeat viewers, thank you. Thank you for sticking around for the journey. It's kind of exciting, right? To see how things are changing and how we can have a positive impact on TPT land. It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. You're part of a movement to help TPT land get better. The rising tide lifts all boats in the harbor. Don't forget to watch tomorrow's Sunday video where I share another secret from the TPT SEO secret manual. It's a good one. All right, bye-bye now.